Now that we've covered the general principles, I want to walk you through our 8-step process to a debrief. The first step of our process says state the purpose. Why? Stating purpose gives meaning and context to why you're going through the results, and it's been shown to generate a positive neural net, that is positive thinking and emotions. So stating the purpose is a really important thing, and you'll hear how we do this in the debrief together with Ian. Our second step is to explore their goals. Again, an important step that generates positive thinking. Where do you want to get to? What would you like to do? Third step of our process, revisit the model. In our recommendation we say do an intro session where you go over the model and you get people's buy-in to it, so that when you're in the debrief, obviously just covering off and revisiting the model just quickly is an important thing to do. The fourth step is to explain the results and how they're presented in the report, and indeed the Generos report is designed to mirror this process and to give you the information right in front of you for this particular part of the debrief. On this fourth step there are a couple of quite important things to cover. Firstly, the benchmark. You'll see in our reports that there is a benchmark that helps people understand how their results compare to a normative sample of results in the wider population. The second thing is so-called gap scores. One of the unique features of the Genos instrument is that it looks at how important it is to people that you demonstrate these behaviours and how well you demonstrate them. And this gap really matters. Being able to demonstrate emotional intelligence to more or less the same degree as how important it is really results in effective workplace relationships, and so this gap is an important thing to look at and to cover in debriefing results. The fifth step of our process is now to look into the person's actual results, and it starts by interpreting the consistency and familiarity results. Because it's a behaviour-based assessment, looking at how familiar a person's raters are with their workplace behaviour and the consistency of the responses they've made is a really important step, because this information gives you some insight into the validity of this specific report that's in front of you. The sixth step of our model then gets into the actual facilitation of the interpretation of the results, where you're going to look at the overall level, the item level, and reading through the qualitative comments. I find personally in this phase of the debrief, you're not doing very much talking at all. You're letting the person just read through their information and start responding to it. And here's where you want to use your open and open probing question technique to really facilitate the interpretation of what these results mean, and importantly, what should be done about them. The seventh step of our process, you're almost there at the end, involves summarising. Summarising the key insights that people have got, the actions that they're going to take, maybe the questions they've got about the results that they need to go and discuss with others, and the benefits that are going to come from focusing on enhancing their emotional intelligence. And the final step of our model involves discussing the response process. We have a very particular and specific process that we recommend people take in responding to their feedback. It's in our reports, and we recommend going over this so that people are very clear about what they should and shouldn't do with their results, and the best approach, the most emotionally intelligent approach to take with their raters after receiving their report.